Welcome to the MLS Review Show. As All-Star festivities kicked off, it was a packed week of action for MLS clubs. Upsets, world powers, and goals galore. With so much to cover, the Review Show starts right now. On Monday, the World Football Challenge was in Vancouver. Manchester City felt the pressure after a Camilo shot deflected in. But two second-half goals from the FA Cup winners, including this screamer from Sean Wright-Phillips, gave the citizens the win.
Well, the Manchester City fans are elated with that strike.
A slew of Wednesday games had over 270,000 people at soccer stadiums around America. And it started when DC hosted a desperate New England. Settled at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, the Revolution looked like their winless streak would continue when a first-half penalty saw Charlie Davies step to the spot. But the DC striker skied his shot, keeping the score level. A goal from rookie Stephen McCarthy and a heroic performance from keeper Matt Reese snapped New England's 9-game winless streak and gave them their first road win of the campaign. Toronto introduced 5 new players to their lineup against Dallas. DP's Torsten Frings and Danny Kuvermans looked bright, but were unable to break through the Dallas backline. A piece of brilliance from Brek Shea was the difference maker as the All-Star added his 9th goal in the 1-0 victory.
It's a wonderful finish from Shea.
New York was in Colorado to take on the defending champs. After Connor Casey's season-ending injury last week, many wondered where the Rapids would find goals. Enter Sana Niasi. The speedy midfielder was pushed up top and tore New England's backline apart. Niasi's shot off the post was put in by Wells Thompson for Colorado's 2nd goal. But it was a hat-trick from the Gambian that would give Tim Ream nightmares.
Bang! Buries it. Took a Ream trying to come in. Nope. Get my hat trick.
Thierry Henry pulled one back in the second half, but it didn't take away from the Red Bulls' embarrassment. The league-leading Galaxy were looking to take their unbeaten streak to 13 against the Columbus Crew. And that's just what they did. Always finding a way, the Galaxy took advantage of a controversial foul call as defender Sean Franklin scored his first ever MLS goal. The Galaxy would hold on for the 1-0 win. San Jose were looking for all 3 points when the basement-dwelling Whitecaps came to Buckshaw Stadium. Chris Wondolowski found his goal-scoring touch early, but Vancouver's Eric Hasley would draw things level just before halftime. The two scorers would trade second-half goals as well, leaving the West Coast foes to end locked at 2 apiece.
Hasley has tied the match.
Coming up on the MLS Review Show, Chicago takes on Manchester United, plus New York look to right the ship against Dallas.
Hey, it's Charlie Davies with DC United, and you're listening to ExtraTime Radio.
The ExtraTime Radio podcast comes out every Monday and Thursday on iTunes and Buzzsprout. You can also listen to each episode at mlssoccer.com/extratime.
We're a soccer podcast.
And I have no friends.
I like to tie my shoes.
Well, we'll get back to some women's evening wear talk.
You guys are too old. It's only for 8-year-old boys.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, this is your tweet of the week.
Janino's not going to win a game for you.
They're a sign of the apocalypse.
That's why he's here.
Fans, we want to hear from you. You're encouraged to email ExtraTime at mlssoccer.com or tweet at ExtraTime Radio with any comments, questions, or reactions.
Welcome back to the MLS Review Show. Portland looked for their 2nd road win when they enter Crew Stadium. But first, Chicago enters the World Football Challenge hoping to defy the odds against England's champions. Manchester United took on their 3rd MLS opponent of their North American tour, but this time the Chicago Fire struck first. After squandering several chances, the Fire would pay the price. Goals from Wayne Rooney, Raphael, and Nani would give the Red Devils the 3-1 win. New York was fresh off their embarrassment to Colorado, so Hans Backe's side had something to prove against one of the hottest teams in the league. The Red Bulls' success could very well hinge on how well Tim Ream and returning Rafa Marquez cope with the shifty runs of Brek Shea and Marvin Chavez. Dallas was on a roll, and they were hoping to make New York the next victim on the way to the top of the standings. Many of the team's plaudits had gone to All-Star Brek Shea, but the stellar play of the backline, especially George John and Jair Benitez, could not go unnoticed. Giving up only 4 goals since May, Dallas would be a difficult test for Thierry Henry and Juan Agudelo. Steve Cangelosi and Shep Messing had the call from the home of the 2011 All-Star Game, Red Bull Arena.
All-Star set to go, and that man for New York, a sight for sore eyes. Rafa Marquez underway tonight. Waits for help, back for Henry. First touch betrays him, second one doesn't. Richards has got it now. Dane Richards with a cross, Agudelo! It's in the back of the net, 1-0 New York!
Wants the finish, 2 players going for the ball, and that's a little flick. Really solidified that pairing in the central part. Now Red Bull's on the attack, and it's Soli again.
McCarty sprung Jan Gunnar Soli, played across, Agudelo waits for it, tees it up, Hartman with a save. Villar is there. Ricardo Villar plays this for Guarda. At the edge of the box, back for Villar. Now Chavez steps up, his shot deflected in, and FC Dallas has tied the match at 1.
Guarda, it looks like he loses the ball. He holds it under pressure, lays it back to give and go.
Brek Shea, he's been quiet to this point in the match. The dangerous Brek Shea plays it across into the box. Chavez, and a save made by Rost.
For the first time, really, since Frank Rost has been here, he's had the opportunity to come out and make a big play.
Couple of sets of hoops to contend with. Henry back for Richards. Dane Richards gives it a go and pumps it off Woodward.
Drives that ball, in-step drive with the right foot. Kevin Hartman was never going to get there. Bounces off the far post.
Here's Agudelo at midfield. Gave it up. That pass was too weak in the direction of Miller. FC Dallas on the attack. This is Chavez, who's been so good in the second half. Trying to dance around Agudelo. Gets rid of the 18-year-old. Chavez floats this across, looking for Shea. He's in the net, but the ball is not.
Here's the final touch, and wow, it's tougher to put that over the goal than to put it in.
Plays it short, Benitez. Floated into the box, loose in the box. It comes to the foot of Chavez, and his second of the match.
Benitez plays it in, and there's the bounce. Nobody out there pressuring the ball on Chavez.
Soli, Richards, taken away by Dallas. Guarda once again, he's tripped up.
And I think Guarda has really made a difference in this game, Steve.
Second yellow for Dane Richards is enough to get him kicked out of the match. Wow. Now McCarty trying for Henry. The captain's got it. The Frenchman turns around, fakes a shot through traffic. What a goal! Thierry Henry with his 11th of the year. We are tied at 2.
You talk about individual effort, skill on the ball, world-class ability. Your team is down, your team is out, you're at home. That's a world-class goal. Any place, any league, that's a world-class goal.
And these are the dying seconds of the match. And it's called now by Jorge Gonzalez. This game will end in a 2-all draw.
Portland finally got a road win, but they had to rely perhaps a little too much on goalkeeper Troy Perkins to eke out the victory. Now the Timbers travel to Columbus to make it 2 in a row. Portland's defensive side would be bolstered when the team acquired Mike Chabala and Lovell Palmer from Houston on Thursday. After losing midweek, Columbus needed to win to take advantage of the inconsistent form of the top teams in the East. Looking to take advantage of Portland's new-look defense, the crew would rely on Eddie Gavin and Robbie Rogers' wing play to drive the attack. John Strong and Robbie Earl were at Crew Stadium to bring you the action.
We're in the 5th minute, no score. Portland Timbers Columbus Crew, and again we are working as best we can on these technical issues. The chipped over the top, header away by Timbers defender Rodney Wallace. Now Marceline centers. Will fall for Darlington Nagbe, and that's not a bad effort against Greenbaum, who again making his season debut. Nagbe Attack the space. 1-2 with Chana. That's very well done. It's still Darlington Nagbe. Darlington Nagbe puts it just wide. Chana. Jewsbury. Chance for Jack Jewsbury. Save not held for the second time today by Greenabaum, but for the second time, lucky no green shirts are in the area.
He gets something behind the ball, but he spilt one or two now. Just might be an opportunity.
Rusmir, the Serbian, to take. It's a header for Chad Marshall! Did it not cross the line? No! Darlington Nagbe saved it off the line.
Nagbe doing well to get back at first. I mean, it's an unbelievable save. Again, he might get himself a little bit of fortune, but he knocks the ball.
Ooh.
Well, that's tight. That's really tight.
Who came off in that Columbus exchange. Rodgers is very well to get the cross away. Back in front by Burns. Heidemann a touch. Off the post. It's in.
Chad Marshall kicked ball alive with the first header. Timbers can't quite get that one away. Finds its way to the post.
Goodness me. For the Portland Timbers, a high water mark last weekend against Chicago. No such luck second time around tonight as they fall to the Columbus Crew by the 79th minute goal.
Coming up, Sporting hosts the revamped Toronto FC. Every week, MLSsoccer.com provides you the opportunity to select the Goal of the Week winner. You can choose between the 5 nominees directly on MLSsoccer.com on the AT&T Goal of the Week page. You can also send in your vote by texting the corresponding goal to code 22442. Winners are announced every Friday, so make sure you vote early and often, keeping in mind polls close at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time on Thursdays. Winners so far include Juan Agudelo of the New York Red Bulls, Javier Martina from Toronto FC, and O'Brien White of the Seattle Sounders.